Hello, I'm Gareth Walker and I'm here for the West Yorkshire Football Show with my post-match reaction to Bradford City's derby defeat at Huddersfield today in League One. I thought City was second best all over the park today, definitely until the red card. I didn't think that after the red card we did anywhere near enough to get back into the game. I thought Huddersfield could have been at least 2-3 up before half-time, and like I said, when the red card came and we had the chance to sort of make the one-man advantage count, we didn't do it. We didn't do anything going forward, anywhere near enough going forward for me. Nichols hasn't had to break sweat in the Huddersfield goal. We looked a bit clueless in forward areas, to be honest, and a bit tired at times, and leggy, looked quite ploddy. Like I say, out of ideas really, which is a little bit worrying. So yeah, disappointment, but we've got to remember that we've come a long way in this division. You know, 18 months ago, where were we? 20 months ago, where were we? Back-to-back defeats for the first time in, I think, 10 months. And they said it was last March that we lost back-to-back games. So yeah, we're now up against teams with a lot more financial muscle than us. And there are going to be tough times this season, and I've said all along that when we hit a bad run that we can't get too downhearted about it. We've got to put our chests out and try and bounce back. But the way that today's game went and the way that games have been going a little bit lately does raise questions about the January transfer window and what we've done. For me, it raises questions about whether we've weakened the squad. I thought that Sibley and Ashby did okay when they came on today, to be honest with you. But when Poynton and White were so poor as they were in the first half, I know it's only one game, but White looks out of his depth to me, to be honest. There wasn't enough on the bench to come and change it. I think we look really, really light up top, and out of ideas at times. We've let obviously Cook, Patterson, and Halliday go, and it's difficult to not think that they'd have been able to come on and do a job for us today. Obviously, Patterson and Cook weren't playing regularly, but they were game changers that we could have had on the bench. Now, obviously, there'll be reasons that they've left. It might not be the club's decision that they've left. It might be personally that they've decided they need to go. But from a club point of view, I think we need to do more in the market to replace them. I look at Cook and I think that I said at the time he was perfect to bring on in games like today when you're behind. You need something else up front. You need a different option. And we were saying that in the 7 games that he wasn't in the squad when he was still here. And I think unless we do something between now and the end of the window, we're going to be saying it for the rest of the season. Yeah, so I judge that based on his performances this season. I don't agree with the fact that he wasn't great at times. I think he did well when he came on this season. I think about Newcastle away, Rotherham away, even Burton at home when we lost, Grimsby in the Virtue Motors. I think he still has something to offer, and we haven't replaced that yet. Now the recruitment team have a lot of credit in the bank, but at the moment it feels like we need to do something in this rest of this transfer window in this week, because like I said, we look out of ideas, and it's difficult to argue that we haven't weakened the squad at the moment. There wasn't enough there on the bench today to be able to change it, and if we don't do something in this last week of the window, I feel that we're throwing away a bit of an opportunity. We've got ourselves into a really good position this season. We've had a fantastic first half of the season. We're pushing for automatic promotion. We might not be in this position again. We need to build on it and seize the initiative. And at the moment, it doesn't feel like we've done that. It'll be interesting to see what we do in the last week of the window. We're obviously being linked with Ethan Wheatley from Man United, but is that enough? Is that enough at the top end of the pitch to maintain a good start to the season? Because at the moment it just looks like it's slipping away a bit. Like I say, it's not end of the world. We've come up from the division below, and we're up against teams with a lot more money than us, and teams that have much higher expectations than us this season. But we have got ourselves into this position, and it'd be disappointing to think that we didn't do enough in January, or we let the opportunity slip away in January to build on it and have a go from the second half of the season. Anyway, let me know what you think, guys. Onwards and upwards with the West Yorkshire Football Show.